Hello. All right, let's get this bitch cracking. See the chat. See the video. Okay. See the audio. Move this over here. Not gonna have any problems. Yep, let's go. Alrighty, last time on Dragon Ball Z. We are on the moon. Welcome to the moon. It's Imprisoned Zodiac over there. And we are running around the brands. Almost all of them have been blown up. We're going to them. They're talking about Argo that way. We're in the process of fixing them. Our BFF Argus is going to guide us around. I believe this is where we do some flyings, which is why I ended it a little early, because it'd be awkward for me to run back to this spot. I mean, I guess you could ask him to fly you back, her to fly you back. Doesn't matter. We're here, so we have some moon antics to look forward to today. Both on this side of the moon and on that side of the moon. So let's do it. Let's do it. Lester's dog, how you doing, buddy? Lester's dog is once again staring at you expectantly, and who are you to deny it? Follow and try not to fall behind. Running right at the mob. Is that a 90? Argus, no! Not the mega tender. Dog, come on. You see what's happening here. You're causing this. God, yeah. Oh, Luna Tender Queen, we are giving that a wide berth. Also, hello, Big Daddy. Hello, Crobat. I am not joining this fate. Yeah, I don't think we're going to be dealing with. There's supposed to be one over there. That might be one of the ones they removed. It's a lunar tender. Oh man, back in the day, these Luna Tender blossoms were worth so much money. The alchemy. Oh no, we gotta go over to the yard. Oh, sorry about that. Thought you had to go talk to him. Dog silently regards the shadow that lurks near the brand. Okay, that's what was said. That be that? Oh, we have some people doing the quest as well. Why are you doing the quest in Belcourt gear? Whatever. Could that be royal? Maybe 90. Yeah, it might be 90 something gear. There you go. Our perfection came crumbling down, such overwhelming despair. In that moment we knew the end was nigh. Or Nij. Night? Whatever. Faintest glimmer of hope remained. We gave our lives that others may live. We gave ourselves to Zodiac. Zodiac, our Lord and Savior. The Fords our world anew. To live in love again. Become one with the star. Fill earth and heaven with life, birth paradise where fear is distant memory. Oh, we can add X now. We can advance it ourselves. Power. Warrior of Light's not too keen on this turn of events. Pardon me, but would you be so kind as to step aside? Ah, that unmistakable color, the soul of a Zem. Just cuts right to the point. But not the friend I knew, I think. Nevertheless, you are you. So, MXL's meant for you to have it. Seem surprised. Why might that be? Could you pass the gray poop on? I don't want to do. I have to do the asshole responses. I said I was doing that. I don't like. Hythlodaeus is so cool. Like, this is the perfect example of taking a character that had some stuff and then giving them a lot more. We're gonna be an asshole. I gotta do it. We're gonna do it to Estola. We gotta do it to everybody. Hey, you're the receptionist at the bureau of the Secretariat, right? Chief of the Bureau of the Architect, in fact. My name is Hythlodaeus. How did you come to be familiar with our bureaus? And we tell her all about Amon under the sea in the first. A lot of talking. MSL created a Sade in my likeness, and not only me, but all of Amon. How very like him. A slave to sentiment even after an eternity. As you may have guessed, I am different from the shade you met before. No mere approximation, but the original. A soul sacrificed to Zodiark. We remember in vivid detail the events leading to our purgatory. The plans and plots for our resurrection. Hythlodaeus' intervention, and Zodiark and the stars' final fate. And then we drifted in a waking dream, our minds steeped in fog, until you came. I know not what you and your friends intend for Zodiark or the future of the star. Nevertheless, in you I place my trust and faith. In you I choose to believe as MXL did. Believe in yourself and all will be well. Wisdom of the ancients. More new arrivals, though. Fandaniel. That color I know. And another I do not. An unfamiliar but fearsome being. Oh, we know who that one is. I've kept you from your duty. By way of apology, I will ensure that the shades hinder you no more. Protect the final brand. Oh, we're gonna protect the hell out of it. Oh, don't you be worrying about us protecting no brand. We're gonna be so protected. You have no... Fare you well, my new old friend. I enjoy that they recycled that because it was actually his first time saying it twice. Oh. I gained experience. Oh, and I found 1,000 gil on the moon. Argus. The thing is, raise the lustrous dog's hackles. Dog growls, agitated. Cry havoc and let slip the dog of war. That's you, by the way. Dog nudges you with his nose. You get the feeling it wants you to hop on. Medion, in fact, did a lot of things wrong. I know it's a meme. Hermes did everything wrong. Hermes is the piece of crap to blame. But Medion is not blameless. Oh, soaking in that XP. That discovery XP. Drink it. It's him. Oh, I guess we didn't protect the brand. Whap, whap. You, stop it.
In the nick of time to savor the crowning triumph. Unbound and free at last. Arise, Zodiac! Deprived of heart and will by the loss of dearest Elidibus. A creature of pure instinct, wanting for guidance. Powerful, oh so powerful. More so with every passing moment. Such potential, even in this incomplete state. Still the savior who delivered a world from certain doom.
So, here we stand. You know my intents. Consume the god, then the world. Stoke your fury to a raging inferno, and dance among the ashes. Or perhaps you would face me here and now. A lesser but welcome amusement.
Oh, we fighting you here and now.
Yes. A taste to whet the appetite.
Sorry to spoil the moment, but might I ask that you postpone the slaughter until I've said my piece? I promise I will be brief.
Doesn't even turn around. It's like I'm monologuing in front of the chasm, not behind the chasm.
Do you remember when I told you that I wanted to die? And take everyone with me? I meant it.
Dude really wants his villain monologue. Who turned out the lights? We are the savior. We are the guardian, the keeper of natural order. We are the martyr, the bestower of new beginnings. We are. Oh, what a laugh.
Such lofty aspirations. And what sweet irony that the world's saviors will become the agents of its destruction.
Cannot end this way. You must return and be made whole. We are the will of the star, now and forever. Well, at least now. For the greater good. Get this Tau nonsense out of here.
Wrong! Lies and delusion! The dead have no power over me. You will be silent.
Make us whole again. That I'll accept. What a good laugh. No more, we beg you, the star must endure. Oh, we did it! I don't know, should we get double points for the Warrior of Light doing it? Oh, no.
Believe and walk in faith. Let the light of your soul shine for all to see.
Familiar stranger.
Not quite the outcome you'd imagined, but a fitting one nonetheless. Don't you think so, Hades?
I had intended to pit my fractured ability against Xenos, but a more tempting option presents itself. The greatest obstacle to my ambition. You will trouble me no longer.
The dark inside. Alright, let's see how much this hot mess is gonna be. More than 30 minutes. Ah, my favorite. Alright. We give it 10 minutes, and if it doesn't work here, we're gonna go find a different place. Go on a little wee bit walkabout. In the meantime. That's the part. Oh, don't put the camera like that. Can we go under here? No? Oh, yeah, we can. All right. There it is. Nice and cozy. The song is pretty solid. So I had mentioned about how I felt like this should have been the final boss of like the Garlemald expansion, and then we would have had a second expansion for like the end times and Elpis and get more into that stuff. And that never ended up happening. But as it is presented now, this is such a hype moment. Because you go in there, you're just like, oh crap, we don't want Zodiark. We don't want Zodiark, this is super bad. Zodiark, that thing that has been a problem since the beginning of the game. And then we get up there and it's like, one of the brands held out. And we're just like, we'll be fine. We'll fix it. Running around and fixing it. They break the ward. And we're just like, oh crap. Yeah, and then we just go in here, and it's just like, oh, there he is. There is the big bad of the entire game. And we're not even halfway in his expansion. What is going on in Endwalker? A lot of stuff. This is unfortunately almost the end of Fandaniel specifically. The Amon sundered Ascian. It was just so much fun. I think we get like one last bit out of him after this, and then we're gonna get a bit in the Aidascope, which is worth the wait to get there. I forgot. Oh man, there are some of these fist clenches, I tell you. There was that stretch of like almost none of them. And I'm like, maybe I was just inflated in my mind, but we are now at the first trial, and fist clench number 9 is in fact the Warrior of Light himself. That's pretty fun. Nobody else in here with me, right? Yeah. I guess the flying around on Argus is after the fight. Making it over, we've been sauntering. At some point we do fly. I remember that. My mind's already sort of going forward to Dawn Trail. I haven't gotten as far as to start scripting things. I feel like it would just be more natural just to talk about things as they come up in the moment. But I'm just sort of mentally cataloging everything. Both the good and the bad. And other things. Other disappointments. I am well, I was expecting, well, never mind. I do think I know when I'm gonna end though. I think I had mentioned before, I'm not gonna reach current content. You can almost argue that I shouldn't even need to do Dawn Trail because Dawn Trail is current content. But like there's just so much so much group therapy that needs to happen over Dawn Trail. So I feel like we'll once we get to that, I have a few thoughts in mind for where specifically I'm going to declare victory. Thought one was basically there's going to be some point in Dawn Trail where we just run out of things to talk about, and there's sort of a thought that like as soon as we're done Stettler and Waldorfing Dawn Trail, that we just pull the cord then and there. There is the thought of just getting to the end of, like, getting to Pat's content, getting to the end of it. Pragmatically, that would involve unlocking Arcadian. I was going over this. I'm just like, well, if we stop before we finish 7.0, then we won't be able to play Arcadian. But like, we literally just finished Arcadian. Like, we don't need to revisit it. We are visiting it still. We're running our damn weeklies on heavyweight, so we don't actually need to do that. And like, once we hit the if we hit the point that like we're running out of non-Dawn Trail side content to go over, then yeah, maybe we'll redo Arcadian. Unlikely. But yeah, beating scene would be the 7.0. Like, hit the Dawn Trail credits and then be done. I honestly don't think I'm gonna get that far. Part of me so like, here's the problem. Like, some of the best stuff in Dawn Trail is once you get to Heritage Found, which means you have to get through the worst parts of Dawn Trail. And so it's like, on one hand, it's just like you can just spare yourself the misery and just like hard cut before it gets super bad. Or like you just trudge yourself through. Yeah, but like option one is at the end of 7.0. So you fight Queen Eternal, you get your Dawn Trail credits, and then they start handing you cutscenes and stuff like that, and then we just walk out the door. Option two again is when we just run out of talking points, we just end the stream then and there, and we're like, we're done, pack it in. Which could be like, that could be anywhere, honestly. But I think once like we get through like enough of the Alexandria stuff that we can sort of like have closing thoughts on the expansion, we might do that instead. I might do that instead. I mean, we used to do all the side quests in Dawn Trail. There is one specific side quest I am definitely doing in Dawn Trail. And that is one Pelu side quest that should have been the entire gun. Oh, I'm doing it. Pulling it back in. I'm gonna save it. Do not rant about the absolute waste of potential that is the Pelu until we're there. Just gonna hold on to it. Hold the hate deep in my heart. I think I've been on about this already, though. About they had like, not only, I can understand that you have Potato Ferengi over in Ul'dah, and so you need to differentiate yourself from them. But this side quest, I'm blaming this queue time, by the way. I keep trying to pull myself away from this rant, but then I'm just dragging myself back in. Only part, yeah, the Corrupted Crystal side quest, you have to start it for the Ether Current, and then you finish it optionally. But then finishing it, it tells you so much about the Pelu, more than the goddamn Society quest does. Society quest is a goddamn waste of time. It is just, it should be a felony what they did to the Pelu. I swear to God. Okay, it's been 10 minutes. It's da 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 da. Oh no, wait, I guess. La, 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 la. What was that? Oh, I was getting kicked out of the queue. Whatever, guys. Da, 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 da. Visit another data center. Go to somewhere with more people. I am loading up the Warrior of Light into the trebuchet. It is being launched. There it is. All right. So hopefully it's less than 30 minutes. Sometimes I forget, as bad as queue times can be in our main base. This were yesterday, YouTube would have been broken, so that wouldn't have worked out for the stream. Oh, dang. Good timing. Da 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 da. 14 minutes. Better. Better. All right. I still have my cooldown from going to Old Charlian. Actually funny. Wait, isn't there one over here? Hang on. Oh wait, this is all blocked off, ain't it? Let's do some exploration while we wait for the queue to pop. Yeah, so thinking through Endwalker, I don't think there's there's actually one big thing that I will be complaining about. Complain is the wrong word. I'll have opinions on. Yeah, this is all partitioned off. They don't want you running around getting ether currents. Oh, shit! 14 minutes, my ass. Oh, shit. Okay, I gotta set up. Alrighty. One of the first, legit slap you in the face trials. I'm gonna limber up. Gamer lean.
Establishing connection. All creation shall bend to my will.
It's go time, guys. Ladies and James.
The end has come, and it will be beautiful. The marvels of circus were but playthings.
It's a square. Oh man, look at that big Endwalker hitbox. Resistance, what are those? This is Endwalker.
Malice, become flesh!
Oh, Fledgathon! Hey! Forgot that reference.
Live to see the end.
Soon it'll be complete, guys.
Mine! All mine! At last, I am become Zodiac. The natural order overturned. All in existence, bent to my will.
I bend existence by rotating things 90 degrees. I'm Zodiac. Actually, this mechanic, if you don't know how this mechanic works, you will get destroyed.
My life's work, my masterpiece.
Goodbye.
I've waited for this day.
Re-rotating. Oh yeah, this is fine. Here is.
All in existence, bent to my will.
Look at everybody standing in the same spot. Chads. I don't know how I feel about being number 3.
Cataclysm, faithfully recreated. From broken skies fall tears of
Alright,
flame.
there. Here, and then go into the middle. Usually how it goes.
All shall burn.
Boom. Ew. Hit me somehow.
Will you live to see the end?
At least it weird. Where are my inputs? everywhere. And get nice and cozy up in there.
I have no need for strength.
Ooh, that's a really good. Zodiark's finally not messing around. Tired of me talking crap. I love boss up time.
All in existence, bend to my will. Will you live to see the end?
Oh, not yet. Oh, somebody used it. Let's see, where's my limit break? Somebody used it. Fire. Ah, finally. Be over here. Eh. Eh. Eh.
Will you live to see the end?
Yeah, I think we'll live. Easy peasy. That fight was not easy peasy back in the day. It took me about 20 times before I figured it out.
Is this how it ends?
Ba 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 ba. Good, you have a portrait. If you didn't have a portrait, I wouldn't come. Watching. It's the Watcher. Well done, my preparations are complete. I stand ready to seal Zodiark once more. Oh, no. Withdraw from this place. The teleporter will deliver you to safety.
Incomplete. Insufficient.
Settle down, controller. This USB cable's a little finicky. Sorry, everybody.
You left my best laid plans in ruins. And played your role to perfection. Thus, sealing my victory.
I actually won. I just beat you up. I planned that.
From the first, all I wanted was for you to kill Zodiark. 'Twas but one of many methods to achieve the desired effect. 'Twould have been the same had Xenos died in my place. But what better and more satisfying way to ensure success than to take control myself? My sole regret is that you lived to tell the tale. Even so, I have fulfilled my heart's desire. Let your murder mark the beginning of the end. The coming of the final day!
The jaw twiver. Such a good little touch.
How quickly strength fades and blood cools. Old familiar sensations. So many lives, so many deaths.
Elpis theme. Appropriate.
No different this. I close my eyes and slip into the dreamless slumber. A tired song and dance. Routine. Always I wake. But not this time. Nothing left unsaid. Nothing left undone. Inherit my hell. I intone with glee. The man I was would weep for what I have become. The
Mask of Hermes, as we will all know.
Contempt. But I've the wisdom of 10 millennia to justify my answer to the question. No value in their existence. Not a whit. For all that I looked. None that I did see. A final chance, then, for Hythlodaeus and her faithful. In Cataclysm, prove me wrong. I sneer. All shall return to nothingness, as was your will, Emperor Sunday. I, the star, and every living being, consigned to your oblivion.
It does seem overlong. Like he gets his little death monologue, but then like it keeps going and it turns into a death soliloquy. It's the awkward part is that it keeps going, I think. More than the I guess he's earned it to have this weird parting talk with himself. Oh, hang on.
Ah. At last.
All right. So that's actually this was something I wanted to see again. With that, it never ended. So, yeah. So, where I was going with this monologue, I'll get to that scene in a moment, because this was actually something that I had questions about that just got answered. So for the Fandaniel, aka Amon monologue, Yep, good luck with Golbez. Oh boy, we're gonna rant about that when we get there. Now I like Durante. He's such a cool character. So it's weird because like I'd say half of it Fandaniel earned. Like I'm dying. This was my plan. I consign you all to oblivion. Like some of that is thematic to Fandaniel. Some of it is foreshadowing for Hermes, which you don't really understand. But it goes on for a while, and I don't know whether to make it shorter or to like really make it longer and just like absolutely destroy it to the point of absurdity. But there was a distinct point when I first watched it through, and I sort of pulled myself back and was like, "Huh, this is going on a while." And knowing it was happening and watching it, I was sort of just like, "Yep, this is a very long villain speech that he's specifically making to himself." But thematically, it does touch on Fandaniel's motivations. It touches on his predecessors' motivations that we find out in Elpis Poitin Oikos, I think is the name of the dungeon, when it manifests. And ultimately, like, if you're gonna have a villain who just stays on stage until he's physically ripped off of it, Fandaniel is that villain. Fandaniel is the guy who just does not know when to quit, and that's part of why I love him. And now he's gone. This is probably the most unfortunate part, is that the real scenery chewer has left, leaving all of the quote unquote real and serious villains. Xenos has his moments, but he doesn't. He delegated the scenery chewing to Yotsuyu in Stormblood. Yes, so when I played through this the first time, and I was just like, and I heard the "oh yes," I thought that was Hythlodaeus speaking. I thought that we done goofed, and whoops, Hythlodaeus has basically been held back from wrecking everybody this whole time because of Zodiark. But hearing it through the second time, because we don't know who Medion is, we don't know who that voice is, and just in the moment, I'm like, is that Hythlodaeus? Oh, what did we do? Why is she so happy? But that voice was Medion, and that is literally because Zodiark was the single thing between us and the end times, which is ultimately what Fandaniel's plan was. So yeah, this is also why specifically Endwalker I wanted to go back and play, because there's so much depth to what's going on in Endwalker. Like, there's stuff that you missed, there's stuff that you didn't understand. They're like Ilberd levels of, oh crap, that was there the whole time. But yes, so I still remember the chill down my back when you look over to Atheris or Eorzea, the star, whatever, and like you see it like rippling and stuff, and you're just like, oh boy, what did I do? What just happened? But everything's it's the beginning of the end times, but not the end of it, and that is the transition over to story 2. And so this would be the now, I don't know how the PATS content would work for this theoretical second expansion, but like, here's the cut. Because from now on, it's a disaster film. The world's falling apart, and we have to go save the world and evacuate people out of the world. And that part's fun because there's not been a real world's coming to the end. Like, we've had Zodiark is the Inquisition is there for a reason, brother. Dear Nintendo, put that bitch on the GameCube emulator, and I will buy a Switch 2. It's that simple. It is that simple. Anyway, so beforehand it was a sort of a murderous twist. This dude We had this cult was trying to end the world. Fun story, interesting story. I haven't really done, well, I guess we've done cults with Dalamud and stuff like that, but this was like world-ending cult, and then we find out there's Ascians involved, and this guy's weird. It's like, it's some interesting stuff. Now it's a disaster movie. Beforehand, it was Empire bad. It was Church bad. It was Empire bad again. And then we go over to the first, and the cataclysm has already happened, and we're dealing with a post-apocalyptic world, and it's like sort of like horror over there and that stuff. But like, this is legit. World's gonna end. Warrior Light, get your stuff together. So this is a fun, interesting story. I am not your food today. I am your master. Anyway, so we're out of here. We took the teleporter out. Zodiac is gone. Xenos is, well, we're gonna see him in a minute. And thus begins the new and wonderful, beautiful end. That look of shock. You saw it too, yes? The blue star below, throw into turmoil. What the hell is that? What's funny about that voice line, the way that the lip sync did on the Warrior of Light, is that your resting mouth was the open jaw agape. And so all of your jaw movements were exaggerated and like super large because they didn't tween you properly to talking normally. Pulled me out of it a little bit, but we're back in. The death of Zodiac, the laws of nature over which he presided have begun to unravel. The final days are upon us. What you witnessed was an omen granted by the echo, a vision of the horrors to come. Time grows short. Okay, anime landing. I'm about to fight you too.
No. I'll find no fulfillment in a contest with you this day.
Enshrouded speak. So cool.
Slavering beasts gather at your gates, ravenous and eager. Already you turn to them and away from me. I must go forth once more in search of power far beyond the might of Shinryu. Power to make your heart run over with rage. For the eldest of primals was a betrayal of promise. A pathetic creature incapable of inspiring true despair. That's what I crave. Pure, unadulterated despair.
Xenos realizes that the scenery chewer left and he has to pick up the slack. He's trying his best, guys. This is pretty good. It is pretty good. I won't say out of character, but he's trying. He's bringing it in. He's bringing it in. I will not fight for your amusement. I actually would. So hope will win the day. I'm doing air quotes. Neither of those selections really work.
We shall see.
This is pretty stone cold. You just stand there. You just stand there and let him walk by. Don't even look. That's a pretty hard ass warrior of light moment. Also, yeah, Xenos is upset because he had his plans. His plan was that he's gonna be Zodiark, he's gonna beat me up. And his plans got foiled. I understand that part of it, but yeah, true despair, well, we're gonna... This is actually, again, I'm gonna talk good about Fordola. Because Fordola when gets the Echo, looks at all the stuff we've been up to, and he's just like, you've been through so much crap, how do you live? And Warrior Light is just like, I'm me, baby. Hey, Watcher. I sense his presence on the moon no longer. If you need not follow, then I beg you stay and listen to what I have to tell you of Zodiark and the end of all things. Checking something. I did not get a lot of XP for killing Zodiark. Got more experience for handling the question from killing Zodiark. What do we got? What do we got? Moonwalker. Thematically similar to Under the Moonlight, but Under the Moonlight's still the winner. It's just grave matters with me. Grave. Before I speak at length, I believe a change of surrounds is in order. I have more than ill tidings to share, you see. I sense others arriving not long ago. Through my communions with Hythlodaeus have grown infrequent. I have learned enough from her to know these are your comrades. And as luck would have it, they have already reached my abode. Come, let us join them. Alright. I may not be fighting anything for the rest of the stream. Though to be fair, I did a lot of fighting right now. I did was a trial. That's some good violence. That's gameplay and button pushing. And only Tatsu knows how I screwed things up. For somebody. Yeah, they level sync me, but the gear sync. I'm wearing old gear. I should have been number 6 on that DPS chart. That's a moderate personal pride. It's the chumps. And Estola. Dare I ask what happened before we arrived? Maybe presume this being is a native of the moon. Estola. Hi. Thank goodness you are unharmed. We did what we could to subdue the temper before making our way here. Not without casualties, unfortunately. Some few detonated explosives, killing themselves and others. The contingent healers had their hands full tending to the injured and enthralled when we took our leave. Lest you wonder, Mr. Skryl hath also been delivered unto their care. Serving as a conduit for Hythlodaeus' power hath taken its toll, but she will recover in due course. As for Alfino and Alice, they insisted on remaining in Garlemald while we 3 rushed to your aid. It appears, however, that matters here have already come to a conclusion. What matter of conclusion, if I might ask? And is this ally whom Hythlodaeus bade you seek out? Is this the ally whom Hythlodaeus bade you seek out? He is not unlike the shades of Amaron. Not unlike, perhaps, but not the same. I was created by Hythlodaeus together with this place. It has ever been my duty to keep vigil over Zodiark, or rather, it was my duty. I might have killed him. Like the Femprot, like pawing at the air during discussions. Zodiark is no more. Yep. And not without consequence, I am afraid. For now, the delicate weave of the star preserved by his presence will begin to unravel. If you mean to avert the final days, you shall have need of a fainting spell. My attempts to forestall Zodiark's release have all but exhausted my strength. If you might allow me to rest a short while, I will share with you all I can. Please do. You need not exert yourself on our account. These crystals contain records of your time here, yes? May we peruse them while we wait? By all means, if you would review them chronologically, might I suggest beginning with those on the upper floor? Makes sense that Y'shtola knows how this works. She'll leave that to you while I see that we can be gleaned from the crystals on these lower levels. I had one of those moments and I'm just like, why are we storing data in crystals? And I was like, Final Fantasy game. It's crystal. Everything's crystals. I'm like, all right. That thing we're doing. Final Fantasy game. Goodness. Off we go. Hello. Oh, she's shooing us. Zodiac defeated. While he may have been in an incomplete state, that's nevertheless an impressive feat. But even if you hadn't, his demise was inevitable. Fandaniel would have seen to it one way or the other. That said, he probably would have wielded Zodiark's power to wreak untold destruction before taking his own life, making this the better of two unfavorable outcomes. Yes, Y'shtola, it was I believe it was Animesis Aniter, and then Academia Aniter was the one that was in Amarat. So she knows how all these crystals work. Maybe. Dost thou suppose that our host hath maintained his solitary vigil since the very beginning, without rest or relief? If so, these records comprise the sum total of his existence. We must needs, handle them with care. If I ever go back through these old recordings, which I doubt I ever will, I'm going to do a must needs count. Also, hello, Snooty. As you gaze into the crystal, ancient knowledge of Zodiark flows through your mind. Daily summary, no abnormalities detected. These appear to be records of a long, lonely vigil on the moon dating back to the beginning of Zodiark's imprisonment. Start on the top and work our way down. Yeah. As you gaze into the crystal knowledge of past calamities throws through your mind. The records describe how, with each rejoining, Zodiark's thirst for freedom grew as did the strain on the brands. Maintaining Zodiark's imprisonment appears to tax Hythlodaeus greatly. The power bills just keep getting higher. So again, keep in mind that Hythlodaeus her power is consistent. I believe Zodiark was the stronger of the two, but then Hythlodaeus just had the better strategy. And that was ultimately what happened. So ultimately, Zodiark broken in all the pieces so that he couldn't do stuff. Hythlodaeus remains the same, unsundered. And so every rejoining, she got stronger. Everything needed to get stronger to keep Zodiark in tow. Watcher's efforts to prepare in the event Zodiark broke free from his prison. The records go on to describe maintenance carried out regularly with the Loporrits. It is not clear who or what they are. You gaze into the crystal, a record of an unexpected visitor flows through your mind. The records note that the Watcher's musing when Elidibus is spotted on the moon, though clearly not for the first time. It is clear that he and his brethren have a keen interest in freeing Zodiark from his prison, and yet they have made no attempt to destroy the brands. Perhaps they prefer he remain hidden from mortal eyes until the final rejoining. Perhaps they realize we would never dare bring harm to Zodiark so long as he remains imprisoned. Ice cream blizzard. Blizzard 4? That's the highest level of ice cream that we can use right now. In the games, you can go up to like, is it Blizzard? Is it Ice Blizzard Wind Arrow 6? What is the biggest like in traditional Final Fantasies. I know we stop with 4 and 14. Or we do stuff like High Blizzard. Learn anything of import. Blah, blah. So it is as we suspected. Maintaining the brands requires a great deal of her energy and focus, and this cost has grown higher with every rejoining. That would explain why her contact with her has become rather infrequent since the 7th Umbral Calamity. I, too, made a rather startling discovery. This heavenly body we come to know as the moon was in fact created by Hythlodaeus. When the Watcher said he was created together with this place, I thought he only meant this facility. Truly, Hythlodaeus' powers are far beyond anything I could have imagined. Those ancients and their creation magic have been lost to time, but they can do this crap. But it's usually 3 or 4. Was it? YouTube, did you cut off the first message? No, I'm set to live chat. No. If you said anything before, but it's usually 3 or 4, YouTube apparently is not allowing that to be seen. I'm on a live chat. I'm not on the dumb top chat nonsense. Whatever. We've afforded him a short reprieve. I'm assuming that it can be higher, but it's just usually 3 or 4. Also, they do like Ara and Aga and Aja with a J, if I remember correctly.
It is we who should thank you. The records stored here are nothing short of extraordinary.
16! Holy crap. So we have Blizzard 16. Like your entire mana bar gone. It's madness.
There is much we could learn of Zodiac and his imprisonment. But perhaps you could offer us more focused guidance. Pray, tell us of the calamity that came before and comes now again.
Long ago, for the Great Sundering, there was but a single world, Etheris. One day, from within the earth, a terrible cry issued forth, effecting a profound change in all manner of life. We were not exempt. Our creation magics ran rampant, giving shape and form to thoughts of hopelessness and despair. At first, the phenomenon was limited to a single region, but quickly, so very quickly, it spread and engulfed the whole of the star.
Were the ancients ever able to deduce its source?
They were not. However, the convocation struck upon a method to predict where the next corruption would manifest. The etheric energies which flow through all of creation in the form of various currents. Currents which course through the land and seas. Those which soar through the very air. And those of a celestial nature which encompass both our star and this moon.
Celestial currents. I cannot say I am familiar with the concept.
Nor would I expect you to be. Few scholars of our time knew of their existence. Their invaluable knowledge helped us to better understand the nature of the calamity. Like the terrestrial ones of Earth and air, the celestial currents form a vast network. But the ethereal distribution is not consistent. The convocation should realize that the inciting incidents occurred in regions where the flow was weakest. Correlation without clear cause, ultimately. Nevertheless, on closer study, a stagnancy of ether was observed in nearby currents.
And so they sought a means to harness the forces of darkness, of activity and growth. Thus was Zodiac conceived. No less a power than a god's could set right the laws of nature and quicken the flow of ether within the star.
Precisely. With the advent of Zodiac, our end was averted. Oop.
Emmett Selk claimed that those who summoned Hythlodaeus did so because they saw Zodiac's power as a threat. Is that true?
Indeed, there was a faction opposed to Zodiac's creation, but their aim was never to unmake him. They understood that continued preservation of the natural order was dependent on his very existence. Until we could identify and address the underlying cause of the final days, he would need remain, for his departure would set in motion those apocalyptic forces once more. Big oops. I don't recognize this as well, and so rather than destroy, she sundered Zodiac herself and the star into lesser reflections, that she might confine him in this place. And what she told me in the ethereal sea was false. That the two once dwelled as one until Zodiac grew hungry for power, upsetting the balance twixt them? Not quite a lie, though a rather gross embellishment. Yeah, that part is interesting. I kind of thought the whole point was that she was whole. Which means that if we wanted to talk to Hythlodaeus again, it doesn't make any sense why because she was the one doing the sundering. Like the whole point of Hythlodaeus is that there was only one of them. Maybe there's like little mini Hythlodaeus in the other planets, but then it also doesn't make sense because then every time there'd be a rejoining, she'd get stronger too. I suppose if we take this as is, theoretically we can go to a different reflection, dig deep and talk to Hythlodaeus again? This is also weird because the whole point of the Endwalker Alliance rage with the 12 was that basically Hythlodaeus was gone, and so they're just gonna leave because their boss left. Gross exaggeration. It's a weird point. We'll just see if that comes back up. Put a pin in this. Knowing what you know now, you must surely realize why she might opt to obfuscate and mislead. Hythlodaeus and Zodiac are both constructs of man, approximations of perfection limited by our own imperfections. Zodiac was, without question, the more powerful of the two, having been born from the sacrifice of half of Aetheris' population. So us killing Prime her will rejoin the shards, causing the wither. So, all right, there's a few threads going on here. There's a lot going on. Yeah, I have many questions too. Let's parse this. So, theoretically, yes, Viola is in the ethereal sea in the first, as is potentially MXL. As is anybody who died but didn't get eaten. Gaia is proof that reincarnation is still happening in the first, even though the place is mostly effed. Because Gaia used to be somebody else and then reincarnated as Gaia. So that's still going on. And yeah, basically, so there, specifically for the Asians, we shove them in white Auracite and then destroy the Auracite. So we're just like obliterating them. Which is how we got rid of Nabrialis, how we got rid of the Prime, who was Issei Hogorum and La Habrea. That might be how we got rid of Mixelk. We sort of hit him. We hit him in the face with Ardbert, which might have had the similar effect. But yeah, anybody else who dies, theoretically, they're in the live stream and they'll just pop up again whenever somebody new is born. So yeah, Vol 3 version 2 is entirely possible, as is anybody who dies and comes back. For this is current content that we're talking about, so this is actual spoilers. But the death of Hythlodaeus caused an imbalance in the shards. So the same way that killing Zodiark here and now has reverted the laws of nature to the way that they used to be, and thus has triggered the end times. That is the death of growth, basically, because Zodiark is the embodiment of growth and thriving and energy. Hythlodaeus is the embodification of stasis, of keeping things as they are and breaking them up. So now that Hythlodaeus is gone, the forces holding the reflections in place is now also gone. And that is what the Withering is. Fan theory. I need like a spoilers. Hang on a minute. I need like, there's like 3 people who watch this, but hang on a minute. Text. There. What color do we want? What color do we want this? Perfect. Okay. I was gonna do something like this when we get in the Dawn Trail, maybe, but anyway. Warning, spoilers. So, from what we know, this is 7.4. It came out like a month ago, I guess, but like warning, spoilers. It's on the damn screen. So it does appear that whatever this Withering is and what the Winterers are. So the Winterers imply basically people hunkering down and waiting something out. And then the Withering, I am implying that the reflections unable to be returned to the source and now unable to be preserved through the strength of Hythlodaeus will then wither and basically rot and die out away from the source. And that is the problem that we're going to need to solve in the next expansion. Which again, better be Ishtola's interplanetary adventures. Or I'm throwing hands. I will accept nothing else. I did go back and forth about, okay, how about if they give you Mericidia instead? But like at this point, particularly after you wheel out. Oh God, we had to talk about this, Pete and I. So there is a... Where is it? There it is. I had to... Okay. Yeah, so there are... At present... There are 2 unaccounted for Asians. And that number can go up to about 4 or 5, depending on what you do. One of them is Halmaret, which is the Ora who is carrying around a stuffed squirrel. And the other one is Pastorot, which has not been anywhere. And there's some weird timey-wimey nonsense with some of the others. And they now have to fix this broken crap. Yeah, now it could be that like there's a little bit of... It could be like there's like a little mini Hythlodaeus and all of the reflections that basically is there like to hold the source, to hold the reflection together. Yeah, and it's like logistically, it would make sense if Hythlodaeus took like a tiny part of herself, like because she was doing the breaking. So like rather than breaking herself up into 13 pieces, like well, she did, but like the pieces that she broke up were like super duper itty bitty tiny, and it was basically just like a radio receiver signal that allows all of the reflections to be connected. So like that makes sense. So then there's like a teeny tiny itsy bitsy Vana in the center of all of the reflections, and then you go talk to them and they talk in a high pitch. They're like, "Hello there." But the primal's dead, which means all the little itty bitty pieces that were holding all of the reflections together are also dead, which means nothing's holding the reflections together. That's the Withering. Now, what's interesting about this, and what we're not going to know until 7.5, I'm guessing at the earliest, is how many of the other reflections are SOL, because I think is it the 7th or the 9th where Alexandria is? That planet is FUCKED hosed. There is no keeping it alive. It is gone and buried. Minus living memory, which will be put in a plot shield. Yeah, some of this, yeah, I'm still putting a pin in this, specifically the Hythlodaeus stuff, because, and again, this is why playing through Endwalker is so the 9th. Yeah, the 9th is gone. Say your piece with Treno, because it is gone. But we'll get there. Yeah, we will. Some of the stuff that we're speculating about Hythlodaeus and stuff like that, we are going to. Yeah. Well, here's the thing. Theoretically, the 1st, the 13th, the 9th, we all have investment on these 3 places. Some more than others. And so, like, if Y'shtola wasn't going to be motivated to fix this stuff already, rip Magni. Champion of Eorzea, we have to fix the wounds. Can't even do the voice. That's the voice. Help me, champion. It's Azerite all over the place. I can't do the voice anymore. It's been too long. That was just like a go-to laugh at any moment. Just wounds. Oh, there it is. I finally got it. Wounds. Help me, champion. I got there. It just took me a minute. I needed the trigger word. Anyway. So yeah. If Y'shtola's curiosity alone wasn't enough to do interplanetary adventures, and again, the called shot that I rambled on about when we were in Shadowbringers, somebody goes and whispers in her ear, "Oh, by the way, Slitherbow is gonna wither and die," she is going to rip reality in half. Ethereite. You know? Oh my god. If we start doing fates, and the fates have corrupted crystals, and then we have to go fight goblins over it. Oh no, the goblin prince is taking all of the azurite and using it to make weapons. Anyway, yes. So, trying to think. We've not. So there's been 7 rejoinings. So there's 6 reflections left. And so there's 3 we haven't been to yet. Which hopefully that's the next expansion as well. And then there's the 13th, then there's the 1st, and then there's the 9th. I don't know which of the numbers constitute the ones we haven't been to in between. So yeah, so I mean, we did. I'm doing one of the biggest air quotes I've ever done. Fix the 13th by basically going to Not Golbez and saying, "Are you gonna help with this now?" And then Not Golbez was like, "Okay, fine." And we fixed the 1st at great personal cost. So, and like also like if you want investment in this new expansion, just go over to the player and say, "Hey, what if we were to put a gun to Shadowbringer's head and pull the trigger?" And we're like, "No, don't you do that." "Well, then come meet me in 8.0. Okay, fine, you got me. Anyway, so that is the Withering. That is the stuff that Hythlodaeus going away, which happens later, we haven't got to yet, will be impacting. And the specifics of how Hythlodaeus works and what she's been up to are some of the things that I wanted to play through Endwalker again, particularly now that they're more important in the upcoming last few patches. It's turned into a ramble. That's fine. I hope you understand this is what this stream does. Is there anything else before I take the warning spoiler time off that people want to go over? Because if not, we can make an attempt to go back to what we were doing. Maybe we get... Oh, man, I guess... Well, they mentioned the Loporrits already, so I guess we'll at least get to Best Ways Burrow today. All right. Thank you, everybody, for taking this... Bringing me on this journey. Or joining me on this journey. I brought myself. I was driving this. I was driving this train clear off the tracks once again. Forever and eternity. Okay, off it goes. I don't know. I'll have to figure out what I want to do with this. Just give Stola a happy ending. Oh boy, that's. But yes, thank you for this side chat. Oh, dude, anytime. I now have the warning spoilers. Annoying neon pink sign right there, ready to go. So if you ever wanted to do this, it's ready. Yeah, like I guess I was thinking for Dawn Trail. In the back of my mind, I'm like, well, it's technically current content, so if somebody comes into it and we're gonna be like talking about Zeralja this, Zeralja that, and it's, I don't know. Maybe we don't really need it unless it's like actually current content. Maybe I'll just keep it for like the last few months, and then after that, the statute of limitations is expired. Maybe we'll go with that tentative decision that warning spoilers is only for talking about stuff that happened in the last patch. Maybe 2 patches? Definitely the last patch of content. Because that is stuff that there's somebody who legitimately may not understand. Anyway, here we go. Spoilers off. And dialogue. Where were we? Yes. It was necessary for Hythlodaeus to commit herself wholly to his defeat. Still more effort was needed to confine him. Y'stola is spoiled for choice as to how she wants to return to Slitherbow if she decides to. If the answer is using flow, I will start laughing and I don't know when I will stop. But we'll get there when we get there. Maintaining the brand's tact her greatly. With what power she dared spare, she cried out to any who might listen and offered her blessing to those who heeded her call. Like me. Though it was likely within her power to do so, I believe she did not wish to speak of Atheris and her history. Howdy. Like Zodiark, Hythlodaeus' purpose is a reflection of her creators. They wish to look to the future and not linger in a prison of the past.
The Ascians set in motion 7 rejoinings before we came to oppose them. How many more worlds would have been lost had we not placed our faith in her? How many more souls living in the present would have been snuffed out for the sake of those long dead?
Well, in light of recent events, I see no reason to doubt your words.
I know, right? She has a membership card. If she uses Flow 10 times, she gets a free ice cream. I swear. It is what's gonna happen too. Now that I said it, I just manifested it. That we're gonna go over to the first, and then she's gonna flow herself to the first, and then we're gonna catch her. And she's Bruno, or maybe Bruno will catch her. I don't know.
And even if Hythlodaeus is not a god in truth, if Minfilia believed that we should trust in her plans, then I choose to do just that.
Minfilia reference.
Which brings me to a rather important question. Let's suppose we try but fail to stop this second coming of the final days. Should the source fall, what will become of the other worlds?
The nomenclature is more fitting than you know. Bring ruin to the source, and its reflections will share in its fate. Yeah, makes us all upset. Earthquake. Ah, it is ready. This way, if you'd be so kind. I think Estola is definitely the kind of person to get married in her black mage robes. No, she knows fashion. She dress up. Beautiful sight, is it not? Yeah, those lights were out before.
Yes, but what is it?
Hythlodaeus knew better than any that her power was not absolute. Indeed, she has ever struggled to hold Zodiark and his faithful at bay. She feared the worst and so made preparations. In the event of his demise, there would be a contingency. This moon is more than a prison. It is a vessel capable of bearing the people of Theris to safe harbor. Gotta wait for them to finish talking. You need not go far to find its pilots. In fact, I should be happy to take you to them and fulfill my final duty as Watcher in the Dark. And he will retire to become a master at Parcheesi. What do you got? Very much like to hear more of this extraordinary story. The moon is a ship? Well, now I've heard everything. Dankrid. May be true, but others will struggle to believe it. Excuse me. Oh, excuse me. I can scarcely believe it myself. Are you the quest giver? You are. At long last, the Watcher is ready to fulfill his final duty. He is. Time has come for you to be on your way. The crater at the heart of Mary Lamentorum, where Zodiark was imprisoned, is not so easily traversed, however. Let us call upon Argos, the familiar with whom you met earlier. He should have no trouble bearing you across. As Hythlodaeus created me as the jailer, so too did she create Argos as the guard. It is his nature to appear when needed, and yet he is nowhere to be found. Strange. Mayhap the imbalancing of ether has affected him. Let us make for the crushing brand and attempt to call upon him there. You need but recall the path you walked with Argos before, and you'll find your way. He labors in service to Hythlodaeus' plan. I see no reason not to do as he suggests. Shall we make for this crushing brand? How is the brand? It's crushing. Whee! Oof. I don't know what. So the first ankle break was like a ugh, and I was like, oh man, that one actually hurt. And then the second ankle break was like a dragon-sized ankle break. I was like, oh man, those both don't sound that good. Okay, now we have the moon as it will be. It was cool to have that projection. Yeah, let's see. This is all partitioned off. Oh, maybe. I'm not gonna mess with it. They will let me run about. Means the first one's over there? I'm skeptical. So you have to go down and around and up. Yeah, what about the chlorophosphride? It's gotta be one in that corner. The closer we get to it, the closer it's like, nah. I gotta overrun the inside. There's a mining node over here though. Yeah, over there, it's a rare one. There was one over here. I must have gotten rid of it. I'm fine with Heimdall's last site having one though. No, but still no. Oh, you need flying to get up there, fine. Oh no, another A rank! The Moose Princess. Oh. Oh, they're all over there. Hey guys, you wanted to do the fate real quick? Nah, they're not interested. I'm not either, let's go. Naught could prepare me for the boundless beauty of Ethera, shining, shimmering, splendid. I could show you the world. Whatever. So close and yet so far. Does not the harsh terrain remind you of somewhere we've been before? The Dravanian Forelands, aye. Place that rejects the intrusion of outsiders, where solitude reigns supreme. At very least, it sounds suitable for Zodiark's prison. Odd pull. With a little preparation, it might be possible to traverse the gap on foot. Then again, it would be a long, long way down if one should slip. Perhaps another time. The place we seek is just ahead at the chlorophosphride. You see, Argos cannot manifest without sufficient concentrations of ambient ether. You'd be hard-pressed to find greater confluence inside this cavern. Follow me. Oh, is it in? It's under. Oh, there's absolutely one in here. Is this the underground cavern? Yeah, hang on. No, it's not. No, that one's up here. Somewhere. Don't. I said don't! Both of them. Incorrigible. Any further analysis will have to wait. Na-na-na. Guard of Zodiarc's prison, eh? Blood red eyes, slavering maw, and built like a behemoth, I'd imagine. Let's hope he's friendly. That's actually funny, because you know what Argus looks like. Here will do nicely. The lunar spongoi draw ether from the ground, which is then dispersed into the air. At present, however, the ambient energies are not quite sufficient for Argus to manifest. Might you be willing to spare some of your own to help the spongoi along? It's the lunar spongoi. Dog. You're so happy to see me. Argus manifests in a flash. He seems glad to see you again. Most fascinating creation of Hythlodaeus, would you not agree? Should the need arise, he's even able to create reflections of himself on a whim. Though I assure you it was no reflection which accompanied you earlier to the brand. No, Argus was quite eager to be at your side then, as he is now, it seems. I cannot recall when he last showed such an affinity for anyone. Indeed, I thought him more likely to shy away from you and your companions. Perhaps it was more than a sense of duty that compelled him to aid you before. As for your companions... Unexpected, but greatly appreciated. I believe we are all ready. Let us return outside that you may cross the chasm. It's over here. Ah, we are going through. Let's say what? Why don't we not let us just go on through, break on through to the other side? Is there not a wow? Map. Oh yeah, this is just a little side area, I guess. Ugh, one floor maps. Now and again, when I'm on a mount like this, I'll have PTSD flashbacks to WoW, where every time you got hit on your mount, there's a chance you'd be dismounted. Go get him. Running Fates. Running Fates and Endwalker. Good. Decent leveling. Maybe doing it for the mount challenge. Or the shared fate. Argus favors you with what could be almost described as a conspiratorial grin. Interesting. Not you. I was expecting something a little more intimidated and less man's best friend. Thancred once again coming through. To whom would Hythlodaeus entrust the command of so grand a vessel, I wonder? Dalamud has long been described as the loyal hound of Menfina due to its relation to the greater moon. It seems highly improbable, if not impossible, for ancient peoples to have known of Argos, but now I wonder whether there is some connection. Unconscious on all. Destination is a structure there across the cradle of darkness. But climb on Argos' back and it will take care of the rest. Once you arrive, it should not take long to find the ship's crew. The facility is designed to rouse them from their slumber in the event of Zodiarc's destruction. That's a hell of a kill switch. Heed their counsel. Together you may guide the star and its people to a kinder fate. This is where we part ways, but know I shall ever be watching and praying for your success. What a G. Hi, Stola. Our allies' assurances notwithstanding, we cannot be certain what awaits us on the other side, so perhaps it would be best if we did not go all at once. I propose the two of us cross first, while Thuriad, Thancred, and Urianze wait here. Right, Argos. Whee! Oh, she's doing sight saddle. A malefic aether yet permeates from the crater. Remnants of Zodiarc, most like. Written camera, custom camera. Look at that. Look at that dynamic swoosh. That's the... That though? Might be. Just a little faster. Oh man, getting all that exploration experience. Just drinking it up. Structure is enormous, so that is hardly surprising given the size of the average Amoratine. Big door for them, I mean. Apologies for the wait. Aye. It's inside and oh. Most intriguing. I means by which he conserveth energy, mayhap. Well, I certainly wouldn't want him to blink out of existence here on our account. Helpful if he's been. Stay here while it's safe, alright? Nah. We'll take things from here. Oh, I didn't understand any of this either. Argos is to remain without. Let us not keep him waiting over long. Yeah, my personal Final Fantasy experience has not been extensive. I've honestly learned a lot about the other Final Fantasies through 14. See, I played 1 a while ago. I bounced off of 2. Played 4. I think I beat 4. Played 6. 7. Yeah. Like a third of them. There's a lot of references I just don't get. Yeah. Congrats, you have the big bad. Now have this. Yeah. This whole... this whole time, like, the first time through this, there is this real feeling of, like, disoriented and uneasiness. And so you're getting all this lore dropped on you about, oh, no, well, you killed Zodiark, so now the end times are happening. And then you're like, well, Moon's a ship. You're not even really processing that part of it. The whole the Moon's a ship thing, like it's too, your brain can't wrap around it. And you're like, okay, now you're going to go meet the crew. And at this point, you assume that the crew's going to be more Watchers. There's just going to be big people walking around. And so, like, your brain is trying to get all this stuff to work out. And then when you meet the crew, you're like, what? The scale is reminiscent of Amarat, or rather the replica we visited. Yeah, this game, 14, has so many deep-ass references. So some of the... When we get to the 13th and the Golbez stuff, like, the references are no longer deep. They're just placed in front of you, which sometimes it's all you need, but there's some stuff that are deep dives that are more thematic, like the way that they did 9 in the patch content for Dawn Trail. I feel like there's a lot of thematic elements hit. Something I didn't realize in the moment, but there's some of the music in Dawn Trail, some of the musical selections were very, very aptly curated songs from 9. That if you didn't know they were from 9, you're just like, damn, this is a good song that fits this moment. You're like, well, it's fit this moment before, but you don't realize that yet. They do a good job. Masayoshi Soken, everybody, as if we were ever surprised.
Our moonship pilot should be around here somewhere. Is that right?
Is that a rabbit? Oh no, they're awake! Look at their dead eyes! The Loporrits are actually fun. They're goofy, not quite understanding what people are. Gimmick never gets old. This is also like this stuff, the perfect thematic counterbalance to the heavy, deep stuff they just shoveled at you for the last hour. Because again, we came from Garlemald, where a dude literally points a gun at his own head and does something in Minecraft, and like we're learning about how Garlemald is absolutely deep, really good stuff. Again, probably one of my favorite story parts of Endwalker. And then we go and we're dealing with Zodiark. We're like, oh crap, thematically huge crap. And then we're dealing with all this. Oh, we may have started the end times. And now let's take a short, important break to learn about these losers. Yeah, in game. Yeah. So this is like, again, loving the good, solid writing going on at Endwalker. Like a lot of the foreshadowing. This is nothing's gonna beat. Nothing's gonna break. Nothing's going to beat Shadowbringers, but really damn good. Who cares? 2 cakes.
I know. This 1243rd inspection is a mite ahead of schedule, but it is of the utmost importance. For Zodiark, alas, is no more. As of now, our mighty moon has a new purpose: to bear the people of Aetheris to safety.
Oh, hang on. How many of those rabbits are real in that shot? Oh my god, they're moving. No. The first 2 rows are moving. Ah, that's how they did it. And the first 2 rows have a slightly lighter, because they're properly lit, and then all the ones in the back are not. Okay. That's how they did the trick. Yeah, alas, he is no more. And it's also how, like, this is exactly the kind of voice you expected tiny rabbit people to have.
Our time has come, my friends. We must be swifter than swift. There is much to do before our guests arrive. I expect your workstations to be immaculate. And don't forget to relay our signal to Aetheris. Questions? Yes? No? Maybe so? No? Then hop to it!
Hop to it. Yep, that's the expression. It's also so good when...
'Tis a rather curious crew she hath chosen. Their endearing forms intended to ease the passengers' hearts, perhaps.
Also just really good when the, like, when you as the player and then the characters, like, your emotions are in perfect sync. You're just like, yes, you get me. Ah, it's such a good moment.
Perhaps.
Perhaps. Alright, Estola, what do you got? Find Oriange's reasoning somewhat flimsy, but the crew seems amicable enough. Given the present crisis, Hythlodaeus doubtless sought to facilitate cooperation betwixt pilot and passenger. Indeed, 'twould require a heart as hard as diamond to raise one's voice in anger at being possessed of such profound saccharinity. Tancred's dumbfounded expression suggests he is still struggling to comprehend the spectacle he has just witnessed. They must be the Loporrits mentioned in the Watcher's records. Not all what I expected, but the Watcher did bid us heed their counsel. I assume the one who gave that rousing speech was their leader, though we might have to ask about in order to track them down. Come on then, let us be about it. Bigard Stormer's here for this. He's perched eagerly. Yes, Urianger does canonically ankles. Love the Loporrits. Curious about something. But first, we attune. And then I'm curious about things. What? What? You up? Oh, you're up. God bless, it's a difficult one. Alright, well. This is as thematic a stopping point as possible. We've gotten to Bestways Burrow. We've got the welcome to our town music playing. We're gonna have a nice downbeat. We're gonna learn about rabbits. Yeah, it's on the bridge over there. Yep, this looks like what I'd expect. You're live with the Loporrits. You can just hang out here. Yeah, there was a moment in time that people would hang out here specifically for the dance room, but you have to do the Loporrit quests now. It's not much reason to come here. Yeah, well, we did it. I didn't. I expected to. Well, I only expected the Zodiac thing to take more time because when I did, I think Shinryu, like I just waited in Leviathan, the OG server. Like I just waited until that popped. But now I think it was like 5 minutes in. It did not take long. Ankles. It does seem that this is just what you need to do. It's guiding way. I love all the ways. Except there's no fucking way. And there's no fucking way they put no fucking way in the game. So here you go. Yes. Saccharinity, meaning that something is saccharin. Someone else is gonna eat the curse with me. Look at this. Go get him, boy. He's a Reaper doing this shit? Oh no, he's a warrior. 504 southwest. He cheered me on, so I gave him a bow. Only fair. This is actually a weird zone because like all the plot happens here, and then there's just two massive wings where they shove fates and side quests. That is, yeah, it's probably over there somewhere. All right. And I can just do this, whatever. Yeah, we'll just leave it here. I'll just be doing this for the next 5 minutes, and I'll turn it off. So, thanks everybody for hanging out. Current plan is to do Night Rain nonsense on Saturday. In a week and a half, Resident Evil Requiem comes out. It snuck up on me. So I'll be playing that immediately. So I sort of have this dead week basically. I could not stream something again, which would be lame. But I figured I'll just do partake in some maidenless behavior. It'll be obviously any of us in our cycles are welcome to join me for maidenless behavior in Night Rain, and we'll have some fun. I'll definitely be roping Tatsu up into these, and then I don't think Azcon is available, but anyone else who is. There's a lot of people that are character impersonators. It's a living. Are you on the other side? You are on the other side. You weasel. Can we even not get over there yet? Hang on a minute. You can. Oh, I gotta look for it. All right. Yeah, we Big Daddy found an R-involved cosplayer of all things. I've seen a lot. I've seen Estola's. I feel like it's a pretty easy hit. I've seen Thancred's. I've seen a Runar. People have fun doing that stuff. Say let them do it. Delicious aether currents. Nom 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 nom. Big our summer looking ether current. Eat content. Northwest. In the Caratorium! You're not gonna let me just jump down, are you? That's a crevice of death! How about this? Nope, nope. Alright. Back around we go. Over and through. Jump back, jump this. I guess strictly speaking, if you're here, then this is closer than this. I was just like, why did we go leave Best Ways Burrows? Let's go back in. That's Ether was based on proximity rather than region. Isn't that right, Argus? Yeah, it is. Yeah, it's all the way over there. Alright, we'll get it. I'll get it later. Don't need to do this now. Where are my buttons? Here they are. Alright, everybody. Thanks again for hanging out. See you later. Or see you now, I guess. A couple minutes for some people. Or later. Yeah, it is.